guys, welcome back to A Spoonful of Motherhood. I'm Emily, and today I want to talk about, do we homeschool year-round? Maybe, sort of, kind of, yes, no? Here's our answers. So, the answer is yes and no. So we usually start back to school towards the beginning. August 10th is when we started back last year. I haven't decided exactly when we're starting back this year, but last year we started back August 10th. And we went straight through, right? Like a straight, and like we didn't take a whole lot of breaks. We had maybe a spring break here and there. We had our Christmas break. But even then, the week between Christmas and New Year's, we still kind of did school. We didn't have a reason not to. So when you homeschool, you're not homeschooling, at least I'm not, homeschooling from 8 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We homeschool for like 2 hours. And then as far as curriculum goes, now we're always schooling as homeschoolers, right? Like we're cooking, you know, we're showing the kids how to do laundry, and not that you have to homeschool in order to do these things. However, this is our day-to-day lives. My kids are always helping me in the kitchen, or they're helping me with chores, and we're outside doing yard work. We have chickens and goats, and they're helping me with that, and they have siblings, and my older siblings help with the younger ones, and it's just, that's our day-to-day life. And so school is a part of that. But again, it is a real lifestyle. And so do we homeschool year-round? My answer to that is yes and no. We do not. I school until our curriculum is totally done for the year. And I am very headstrong about that. We are schooling until your curriculum for the year is done. And once that's done and over with, this is what we did this year. So I am not a firm believer on letting the kids have the entire summer off, not thinking about school at all, not having to do anything. Kids forget so much of their education if they take 3 solid months off. And that is not something that I'm wanting to spend the first half of the school year playing catch up from them just forgetting everything from the previous year. So this is what we're doing this year. I use the Good and the Beautiful math, and that works great. I also bought the Abeka, just the math workbook. And so it doesn't come with anything other than worksheets. And it lines up pretty well with the Good and the Beautiful. It is definitely a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. Because what I do is after we're done with the Good and the Beautiful math curriculum, I give my son a worksheet 3 days a week probably, just to keep his brain fresh and challenge him just a little bit, because Abeka does dive in a little bit deeper than the Good and Beautiful does. And so he does get to learn the same concepts, however, he learns them more in depth. And he very rarely needs help with it, but I mean, it takes him 5-10 minutes to do it at the max. What we do, we read every day. I'm always reading aloud. He's always reading books. We do that. That's a daily thing. That's part of our, we're always working on our reading. Reading was not my son's strong suit when I pulled him out of public school. It still isn't. He doesn't love it. And so we've been working really hard on to change that. And so I'm super lenient on if he wants to read it, if he's interested in something, I'm all about it. I'm like, yeah, dude, let's read it. You don't have to learn by reading readers, although we do that too. I do not believe that's the only way to learn. You can learn to read by reading anything. And so that's what we do, especially in the summertime. He picks up a book, he finds it interesting, great, read it. We're at the library, he's like, Mama, read this to me. Great. Right now we are reading Captain Underpants. Some people might think Emily. And that's kind of a gross, yeah, it's very boyish. Very boyish. It talks a lot about underwear and pooping. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's chapter books. He's interested in it. And honestly, if you look at the wording, I mean, it is pretty, like it's pretty awesome. I mean, the vocabulary that is used is pretty great. So that's what we're reading right now. That's our series right now, is Captain Underpants. My boys love it. They giggle. They follow along. They remember what we're reading. And at the end of the day, that's what I care most about. And as far as what we do with beyond that in the summertime. So I have been trying to prevent myself as a parent and a teacher and all of the things above. I'm trying to prevent burnout. And one way that I came up with that's not typical, you probably don't hear about it a whole lot in the homeschooling community. I'm sure people definitely do it. People that I know, it's not typical. But I found a tutor who, she used to be a teacher, and now she tutors full-time after she got out of the school system. And she's fantastic. And I take him there, and we both sit down with her 2 days a week for an hour each time, and she goes over phonics and stuff with him. And that is what he does for his phonics, language arts, things like that, sight words, things like that during the summer. Because sometimes I need a break. And it's very helpful to have somebody there who I trust, she also has a different perspective on, let's try this and see how this works. And it has been so helpful. My son loves her. She really likes him. I love her. It's been a great fit. And that's what we're doing for the summer. And, I'm there right there with him, but it's kind of nice. I can just sit back. I can relax. I can observe. I can see, from an outside point of view at that point, okay, I'm seeing that my son's doing really well with this, that he maybe needs help with this. And because sometimes, at least for me, when you're, 20 weeks into school and you're going hard, sometimes I can miss things as a parent, or something can get glossed over. So it's really cool to be able to have that extra set of eyes, for a couple months, and to just kind of see what holes we need to fill in. And so that's been working really great for us. So we do that twice a week, and that's really all that we do during the summer. We do a lot of swimming, we vacation, we go to the beach a few times, and so and all of my kids are home. My middle son, he goes to preschool during the school year usually, and I am going to make another video about that because I've had a lot of people ask me, you homeschool but you send your kids to preschool? Yes, I do. I am a huge advocate for preschool. So I will make another video about that, because again, that might be a little atypical for homeschool families to send their kids to preschool. It's worked well for our family, and again, I'll dive into that deeper probably in my next video. But as far as what we do with our homeschooling during the summer, that's basically it. We hang out, we read together, we play outside a lot, we cook a lot, but we're outside in nature. And so that's another cool thing, is that yes, we're not nose deep into books and curriculum in the summer, but we're outside, and I'm learning alongside with my kids. My kids will slow me down and they're like, hey Ma, what kind of plant is this? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's find out. The beauty of cell phones, right? I could take a picture with it with my iPhone and I could pull it up, and then we learn all about this plant. And next thing I know, we have these nature journals, and my kids will draw pictures of things that they've seen outside, or they'll tape certain plants into these journals, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. And so the learning never really stops. But as far as curriculum-based math, sitting down, doing a school, it's kind of what we do. I have a Bible. We have Bible time. I'm reading. We're kind of doing a theology. It's literally called Theology book that we are doing right now, and it's fantastic. A friend of mine showed it to me, and as soon as we opened it, we fell in love with it, and it's great. So we definitely spend time. We don't get to it every day, but we definitely try to do it least 2 to 3 times a week. And we hang out, you know, we do all the summer things, we spend time as a family, and we just enjoy life. And I think that's really important as well. It is just as important to have fun and make memories and spend time with your family as it is to do schoolwork. So though I don't want my kids forgetting everything that they learned in the summer, I'm also not one that's like, okay, we're going to sit down and school all year round and everything's going to be the same. We change things up. I'm not really big on routine as much in the summer either. I am a very type B, go with the flow kind of person, and my kids are not. All of my kids like schedule and routine, so it's been a great mix. They got that from my husband. And so I have been learning and trying to adapt a little bit to being better with routine, because there's sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, let's travel 2 hours and go to this farm or go to this museum. And my kids are just like, wait, we're supposed to do this today. And so learning, adapting, growing together is what family is all about. And that is what we are always doing. Yeah, so that's what we do. And yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down below and share with your friends. But we'll see you next time, guys. Have a great week.